With Season 3 right around the corner, I was given early access and I wanted to talk about 9 of the most exciting things or most impactful things you're going to see. I feel like there's quite a lot to kind of get lost in, so I figured it would be best for us to make a little handy dandy list so that you guys can get hyped better or to pay attention to some things that are a little bit more subtle. Speaking of subtle things that'll be helpful, starting out at number 9 is shorter seasons and faster rewards. The months are going to go by so much quicker because it's only going to be about 60 days per each season, which means that season 3.5, the halfway mark when we get yet another character in the form of Blade, presumably a new map and other sort of balance changes and maybe new hero team-ups, is coming in August 8th, which is less than 30 days away as the time of season 3's official launch, which is kind of crazy to me. Number 8, the removal of daily bounties, but the addition of persistent weekly rewards. Obviously, I'm only in early access, so we can't see all of this right now, but this gives much clearer goals to players so that they can actually get leveled up much faster and get to your new skins or other types of rewards much easier. This also added the event page, which is so much nicer than having to hunt it down on the main screen. This is all great, user-friendly usability stuff that the devs are adding, and I love the foresight on this. Number 7, of course, new accessories and new color variants. Something that I thought we were going to see with the color variants when they were announced a couple months ago was just simply more of them. But now we kind of understand why, because these color variants are more than just simply swapping the palette of different color schemes and such. In fact, they add new patterns or colorings, sometimes change the skin in much more drastic ways that we wouldn't really expect. You can see some of them on the screen here, and while obviously the basic of the skin is still there, you can see things like Jeff's stripes being slightly different or Rocket's weapon being slightly different. There's more to it than just the colorings, which is pretty nice, and some of these color palettes I actually like a lot more than just the base ones, which is great to see. Of course, we can't talk about colorings and accessories without talking about the 10 new skins that we're getting in season 3. These skins are all amazing, by the way. Like, I'm sure I'm not the skin channel, right? But I'm sure many of you are already well aware of how cool these skins are. We're getting 5 symbiotic based skins and 5, I guess you would call them hero, phoenix, light based skins, but all of them are absolutely great, with of course my favorites being some of the venomized skins that we're seeing. Particularly Jeff and Rocket are absolutely peak, and I will not be hearing anybody out about Squirrel Girl. Do not leave your comments down below. Thank you. Number 5, one that I think got kind of brushed under the rug, but has been a major point of contention, specifically with players who are sort of upset with Marvel Rivals, maybe have left a bad review or have stopped playing entirely, which is completely understandable, is the addition of GPU stability. With the latest update to specifically NVIDIA graphics cards, the game should run a lot smoother for everyone, making it far less likely to crash and a much better experience overall. Like I said, I know of quite a handful of players who have completely dropped Marvel Rivals because the game, with its continued updates, was starting to get to a point where they said it was unplayable because of crashes or slowness or whatever it may be. But this is a really big change that just kind of got thrown out as a just side option, as a side thing to on top of the other major announcements. I feel like did not get the attention it deserves, so it absolutely deserves its spot on the list. Now we're getting into the gameplay related stuff. These are your balance updates. For me, the 3 biggest balance changes are coming to number 1, the Thing, who now has the ability to leap towards enemies while charging a haymaker punch, which will also ground flyers, giving him a much better versatility against most of the heroes in the game, which, even if we ignore the counterplay to heroes that are flying now, this just gives him so much more aggression and opens up so many more tools for him to be a much better higher tier contender, whereas previously he was struggling just a little bit. As somebody who's hoping to Lord Thing this season, I really like this change. Next is Iron Man, who is a menace in season 2.5, is getting a pretty big nerf both to his damage as well as to his ultimate charge, making him far less likely to be auto-banned or auto-picked within season 3. And then lastly, this one's maybe a little bit selfish, but I think Mantis's changes are going to be massive for her. While she is losing the speed of which she charges her ult, she's getting the ability to heal targets on percentage-based health. Something that was pretty critical to Mantis's overall vibe was that she struggled to heal a more tank-heavy team. Now, this shouldn't be a problem, as the healing she can dish out on the higher health targets should be enough to outpace a good portion of the cast, making her very scary and likely a high meta pick coming into the next season. The new team-ups. Of course, we have to mention here first Wolverine and Phoenix, as that team up is so terrifying. I would not be surprised at all if either of the two of them stay on the ban list throughout the entire season through basically every single rank. By the way, if you want more details on this, we ended up doing a video on Phoenix just a day ago, so definitely go check that out and subscribe while you're at it too. But of course, there's more than just that. Spider-Man and the Human Torch now have a team up, which makes Spider-Man far more viable in the higher tier of play, as his combos suddenly got a lot more forgiving. It opens up not only a movement tool for him, but a lot better, more consistent high burst damage that solved the problem of him not having the ability to deal damage when he lost the Venom team up. Next, of course, is Squirrel Girl and Iron Man, who I don't think is going to be the most impactful, but her ease of use just shot through the roof. She now has a 20-second cooldown, auto-locking what can best be described as a missile that will find targets at practically every range. Like, you can see me testing this in the background here. This thing will hunt down and kill anything that she has theoretical line of sight on. This is horrifying, and I cannot wait to see the absolute BS clips that we're going to see from this team up. And lastly is Hela joining the Venom symbiote shenanigans team up, making her stun a little bit more consistent. Ironically, I actually feel like this is going to be on the weaker side compared to some of the other ones, but still in the right hands will be very deadly and very impactful. But we also, of course, lost two major team-ups, things that were pretty meta-defining when they were released initially, and that's the Human Torch and Storm team-up and the Spider-Man Squirrel Girl team-up. Maybe not so much for the Spider-Man Squirrel Girl one, but definitely the Human Torch and the Storm one, meaning that Jeff Nato is the only team-up left for Storm's ultimate, which is kind of interesting, how often Storm has actually gone through some of these team-ups. The new map, of course. We will be talking more about this map and going into further details like we always do in a future video, so again, make sure you subscribe for that stuff. But yeah, this map is really cool. I personally really like domination maps. I feel like they're pretty balanced overall. I know not everybody's cup of tea, but this map in particular has some really interesting design details to them that I would love to bring to you guys at a later date, because there's some really cool smart decisions being made here of lessons learned on how to properly balance a domination type map. No more Odin's Archive with this map. It's quite good. And lastly, of course, Phoenix. She's frighteningly good, and again, we've done a whole video about her, but we have to put her at the top of the list. So again, if you guys want to get more details on that, we did a whole video about it. She's so scary and so fun to play. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bless your faces, and deuces.